Hey guys, Heather here with BTS Nutrition, and today we are going to talk about how to use MyFitnessPal to track macros. So if you're not sure what MyFitnessPal is, it's an app, and it's right here with the little Under Armour and the blue dancing guy right next to our really awesome BTS app. And we're going to click on it to open it. Depending on if you have an iPhone or an Android, your MyFitnessPal is going to open on different screens. So I'm just going to go to the home screen. This is what most of you will see. And on your home screen, you've got your blog and all that good stuff, but we don't really care about that for tracking macros. So we're going to go ahead and go to our diary. I'm going to go ahead to tomorrow, so it's a blank day. And of course, there's the basics of MyFitnessPal, adding food, which is pretty self-explanatory, but if you need help with that, we do have a PDF step-by-step that walks you through that. For the sake of time, I'm not going to go through that in this video, but I'm just going to focus on how to use this for macro tracking. All right, so as you can see right now, I have nutrients remaining at the top of my screen. That's because I pay for MyFitnessPal. You do not have to pay for MyFitnessPal to be successful, and I just want everyone to be aware of that. I choose to pay for it because I use it every day, all the time, and I like to be able to see my nutrient view as well as some of the other things that MyFitnessPal Pro offers. However, what yours probably looks like is this calorie focus, because that is what it looks like if you have the free version, and that's perfectly fine. I'm going to show you right now how to use it to track your food and your macros. So let's go to my day today, and as you can see, I have entered food, not done, but I've entered food for the day. So if I wanted to see my macros and I have the free version and I can just see my calories right now, what I'm going to do is I can scroll down to the bottom of my page, and there you'll see nutrition, notes, and complete diary. I'm going to click on nutrition, and you have three options here. You have the calories, the nutrients, and the macros. Now you would think, duh, go to macros, but this pie chart is dealt with in percents, and it's really inaccurate. So we ask you not to use the pie chart. No pie chart. Instead, we want you to use the nutrients table. And this tells you right here your protein, carbs, and fat. And that's what we care about. You've got your total, your goal for the day, and then how many you have left. And this is the tool that we want you to utilize most often when tracking macros in MyFitnessPal. At the end of the day, you can take this table and transcribe it to your spreadsheet. And if you decide that you love BTS and you want to become a monthly client with us after a challenge, you don't even have to do that because our awesome BTS app will do it for you. But if you're a challenger, then you need to transcribe this table, the protein, fat, and carbs, onto your spreadsheet. So let's say I was finishing my day now. I would enter 79 grams of protein for the day, 207 grams of carbs, and 53 grams of fat onto my spreadsheet. All right, so let's go back out of here. Another thing that we want you guys to be able to do is, so if we go to my home screen, and let's say your coach has just given you your macro goals, and you're like, great, now what do I do? So you're gonna go to your menu, and on the menu, you're gonna hit goals. Now mine might look slightly different because again, I pay for the pro, but I'm gonna go to calorie, carbs, and fat goals, and then I'm going to click on any of the percents. And this is what you'll look, what your screen will look like on the free version. So let's say that your coach gave you 300 and something carbs. All you can do on the free version is scroll through the percents. And I'm sorry that got a little blurry, but you're going to get as close as possible to the actual macro gram number that they gave you. So let's say they gave you 320 grams of carbs. 322 is probably the closest you're going to be able to get using the percent chart, which is fine. It's totally fine. So use the percents to make your macro goal. And once you're done, you'll hit the check mark. Now, if you have the paid version, you may utilize the grams and you can enter your goals exactly as your coach gave them to you. Now, again, this is not something that will make or break your fitness or nutritional journey, so it's not something you need to worry about if you don't have. But if you do pay for MyFitnessPal, utilize the grams portion of it and be more exact in entering the goals that your coach gave you. If not, the percent is fine, and you can even ask your coach, hey, I use the free version. Can you please help me out and give me my macro goals in grams and percents, and they would be more than happy to help you out and do that for you. All right, so now that you've entered your goals, there's one thing that I really want you to pay attention to, so please listen. I know that MyFitnessPal lets you enter in your workouts. And the problem with that is, if you note under here where it says fitness goals, you have exercise calories. Notice that mine is off. Unfortunately, MyFitnessPal used to offer this on the free version where you could turn off your exercise calories. However, they do not offer that now on the free version. So what that means, if you have the free version, is you cannot, while you're using the BTS system, you cannot track your exercise. Or if, let's say, you have your MyFitnessPal synced to a Fitbit or a Garmin or an Apple Watch, don't allow it to auto put in your exercise, because what will happen is if you have this unchecked, which you will if you have the free version, and you log your exercise, notice that it says increase my daily calorie goal. Mine is turned off because I pay for MyFitnessPal. If you don't pay for MyFitnessPal, there's no way for you to turn this off. And unfortunately, if you log an exercise, MyFitnessPal will automatically increase your daily calorie goal and change all the macro goals that your coach has sent you, and you may not even realize it. So please make sure that while you are working with BTS, if you are not paying for MyFitnessPal, that you do not log your exercise in MyFitnessPal. Log it on your spreadsheet, and you can even put the total calories you burn on your spreadsheet. Just please don't put it in MyFitnessPal. Okay. The only other thing I really wanted to show you guys that I find really useful with MyFitnessPal and macros is how to briefly save a food. So let's say if you've watched our video on BTS and how to track your alcohol, you know that there's a lot of math involved and it can be really kind of confusing. So one thing you can do is, if there is an alcoholic beverage that you particularly enjoy, for me it would be wine, then you can save it. So that way you would save it under My Foods, and you would do the math as we showed you in that BTS video. You would go to My Foods, and if I'm going to search for Chardonnay, there it is. I have saved an entry where I have Chardonnay as carbs. I don't know why it's pre-filled as 11 ounces. That's awkward. Or I have it set here as carbs, or I have it as fat. And that way I can easily just click on that. I can adjust my ounces to how many I had, and then I can log it into my food diary without doing math every time I want to enjoy a glass of wine. You can do this with any food. If there's a particular food that you love and enjoy, you can save it in your My Foods. You can also add a food, and you can put in a recipe. Now, to do this, you can either do it by adding it from the web, which I find to be the easiest way. You just copy the web link into this, or you can enter ingredients manually if you have a homemade recipe or something that maybe you got from your grandma or your mom, and it's not very difficult to enter it in. It takes about 3 to 5 minutes depending on how involved the recipe is. And then once you're done, you hit save and you put in the serving size, and voila, it creates the macros for you just like magic. So this is the recipe tool is a good one to try to be. And then once you do it, if you notice, it has saved all the recipes I've ever put in. So if I ever want to reuse them, they're already in here. So I really enjoy that feature, and hopefully you guys do too. If you want to be super accurate in your logging, make sure that you use the barcode feature. You can scan a barcode on any food package, and that is going to be more accurate than looking it up in the MyFitnessPal diary. One final note on MyFitnessPal, when you use MyFitnessPal and then you use our spreadsheet or our app, sometimes you're going to notice that the calories are different from what your spreadsheet says. And that's because MyFitnessPal, while it's a great tool, sometimes it can be inaccurate with calories due to trace amounts of macros found in food, or due to the fact that someone can go in and edit and enter in foods into their database, and it may not always be the exact one that you were looking for. So at the end of the day, if you go to that nutrient table and you type those nutrients into your handy dandy spreadsheet, your BTS spreadsheet, then at the end of the day, the spreadsheet will total your calories exactly right for you. You don't have to do any math. And even if your calories on the spreadsheet are different from what it says in MyFitnessPal, our spreadsheet is correct. We put in the algorithm, and basically you're going to times your carbs by 4, your protein by 4, and your fat by 9, and that is your total number of calories for the day. So you don't have to worry about that math. Your spreadsheet does it for you. But if you notice, especially if you're new to our challenges, that the spreadsheet and the MyFitnessPal don't match up, I just wanted to take a minute and explain why. All right, guys, well, that's a brief overview of how to use MyFitnessPal. If you're more of a visual person, although, I mean, this is pretty visual, but if you like to read versus listening, then we can send you a PDF. We have that available that basically takes screenshots and lays this all out for you. So if this is something that you're interested in, just reach out to your coach. It'll also probably be posted on our challenge page as well. So I hope this helped you guys learn how to use MyFitnessPal for macro tracking. And if you have any questions, be sure to leave them in the comments, and one of our coaches will get back to you as soon as we can. Thanks, guys. Have a good one.